Hey, what is going on, my friend out there on YouTube? It's Brando Linick here, coming to you from my home, and this is my home office, if you didn't know. And what we're going to talk about today is actually how to start a home-based business, how to start a business from home. The review I'm going to do on this business model, which is the title of the YouTube video here, is a judgment recovery business. When it comes to this, the simplest approach I could share with you here, not going to tell you that you're going to push a button, all of a sudden have magic, money coming into your bank account night after night and day after day. There's work required. You got to learn some things, like in any business. You got to work your butt off, and if you're not ready to do that, business is not right for you. But with a judgment recovery business, ideally, the simplest way to do this, all right, from my personal experience, all I can share with you is building a relationship with your courts, all right, with your government and your court system is the ideal way to do it. The cool part is, most of the time you'll have your own sheriff who does all the garnishing for you, where you just get to work on cases all the time, and you get to crack cases. It could be child support cases, it could be, a small claim case, all right, and you get to deal with that, and you can do your own judgment on it, and then you report to your sheriff, and the sheriff goes out and they get people going to court, so to pay off those claims and pay off those debts, depending on what case you're looking at working on. So that, in essence, is how it works. You can just go down to your courts. I'm not too sure whereabouts in your city where it can be located, but I would highly recommend what you do is you call them if this is something you're serious about doing. But other than that, call them and get to know, what they can do, if there's any openings, all right. And even though you are working with the sheriff, and you are pretty much your own entrepreneur doing it, you have to meet sometimes quotas with the court, okay? So you have to produce a certain amount. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can just be independent and take on the cases. Every time you take on a case, you send someone to court, and they have to pay a claim or something, you get paid. So that, in essence, is how it works, and that's how you can get going. So I hope that makes sense. If you've got questions, comment below. Before, though, all right, I want you to hear me out here. Before you head down the path of starting a judgment recovery business, if you're looking at this because you want to start a business, build a business from home, you want to be your own entrepreneur, quit your job, I'm just going to tell you, being on the phone all day long, chasing people down all day long, reporting to a sheriff all day long, all right, it can be very alright, it can be very grunty, meaning it can be very daunting work, okay, unless you enjoy being on the phone all day long. I would highly encourage you learn to build a leveraged business model from home, alright, one where you can build a business, have life at the same time, and do what you're passionate about. And if you hear me out here for a minute, before you start a judgment recovery business, I've got a lead I want to share with you, and my story with this goes back just over about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years. It was September 2014. I came across an individual who was building a multiple six-figure income business without cold prospecting people, without chasing people down, all right, without having to make other people's lives worse, but making them better, all right. And some of you are like, okay, Brando. But because they weren't doing that, all right, because they weren't dealing with supplies, equipment, employees, they weren't on the phone all day long, they weren't on the computer all day long, I started to model and copy what they're doing, because they're making six figures, traveling around the world, working right from the internet, right from their laptop, being able to pick up, use their internet connection in another country and maintain and build their business. And because they're doing this, which you can't do with any other traditional business or even a recovery judgment business, I began to model and copy them, and in less than about 90 days after that point, I created for myself a full-time income business working part-time, and I was working very strategically. I worked very hard too at it, and those aren't average or typical results, but I'm sharing that with you because if you want to build a business from home, be your own boss, be your own entrepreneur, quit your job, learn to build a business on the internet if that's really what you're looking for, where you can do what you're passionate about, all right, where you can use the internet to do the heavy lifting for you. And you still don't have to go out there and cold prospect. So that's my tip and overview. I really hope you got value out of this video, and if this made sense to you from a business perspective, if you're coachable and trainable, willing to learn some things, connect with me on my site after. It's 123marketingtips.com. The link will be down below in the description. You'll see a video there from myself and my partner explain exactly how you can do this to get the results that you want, and how they've been able to, my good partner and mentor, has been able to create a full-time income, multiple six figures, traveling around the world, working right from their laptop. So pretty cool stuff. I will see you on the other side, and see you on the beaches of the world. Take care.